Hello everyone. Welcome to Pushpa's English classes. I hope everybody is safe and sound. Today we are going to do the text from grade 10 first flight book chapter 9 Madam Rides the Bus, written by Valikanan. This particular text was written in Tamil and it is translated from Tamil to English by K.S. Sundaram. So importance of translation in today's world can be understood. A particular text which is written in Tamil, we can read it since it's in English. So translation helps a particular book to reach to different parts of the world. So we'll get started. There was a girl named Valiammai who was called Valli for short. So basically the story is about a girl named Valli. She was called Valli in short. You get a question, who was Valli? The answer is here. She was 8 years old and she was very curious about things. Then again you might get a question, what was her favorite pastime? So her favorite pastime was standing in the front door of her house watching what was happening in the street outside. So her favorite pastime was standing in the front doorway of her house and watching what was happening in the street outside. There were no playmates of her own age on the street. So this was all she could do. But for Valli, standing at the front door was every bit as enjoyable as it was for other children to play outside, right? So she did not find it boring or monotonous. She enjoyed it, okay? Because watching the street gave her many new unusual experiences. Watching the street gave her many new experiences. So there, you have many things you can take from this part of the text. What was her favorite pastime? Who was Valli? Okay, so we move to the next part of the text. The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that traveled between our village and the nearest town. So you might get a question, what was fascinating to Valli? So the answer is that seeing the bus, traveling from our village to the town, and it passed through our street each hour, once going to the town and then coming back. And the sight of the bus, each time filled with new set of people, was a source of unending joy for Valli. So you might get a small question, what was source of unending joy for Valli? Seeing the bus filled each time with a new set of passengers was a source of unending joy for Valli. So day after day she started watching the bus, so gradually a tiny wish crept into her head. She wanted to ride that bus, and slowly that wish became a overwhelming desire. So she used to stare at people, she used to look at the people who used to use that bus, again come back from that bus, so their faces, those people who travel in that bus, those faces, their faces could kindle in her longings, dreams and hopes. If one of her friends happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sights of the town to her, Vali would be too jealous to listen. So if one of her friends traveled by that bus and tried to describe his or her experience, she would become jealous to listen to those description because she did not get a chance to travel by that bus. Okay, so over many days and months, she listened carefully to conversations of people, her neighbors who frequently use that bus, right? And she also asked a few discreet questions here and there. She asked careful questions. So this part of the text here, the last paragraph of this page, you might get a question, how did she plan for the bus journey? So the answer is, over many days and months, Vali listened carefully to conversations between her neighbors and people who regularly use the bus, and she also asked a few discrete questions here and there. So please make use of these words like few discrete questions and underline it in your answers. The way she picked up small details like the town was 6 miles from her village and the fare was 30 paisa one way, okay, which is almost nothing at all. She heard one well-dressed man say, but to Valli, who scarcely saw that such money from one month to the next, it seemed a fortune. So the one person was, saying that it is just 30 paisa one way money needed to ride in that bus. That man was saying it is nothing, but for Vali, that money was huge amount. Okay, the trip to the town took 45 minutes. She could also gather information like the bus, no, the time taken to undertake that journey would be 45 minutes. So on reaching town, if she stayed in her seat and paid another 30 paisa, she would return home on the same bus. So she was planning that maybe she could go by the same bus and return by the same bus, right? This meant that she would take the 1 o'clock afternoon bus, reach the town at 1:45 and be back home by about 2:45. So she planned to take the bus, 1 o'clock bus. Then she would reach the town at 1:45. Okay, and then she would come back by the same bus. It would be around 2:45. Such a small girl of 8 years old, planning all these things. It's something, maybe the other kids of her own age would not have been able to do so. On and on went her thoughts as she calculated, recalculated, planned, and replanned. So, my dear students, you could make use of these lines from the text. So, she kept on calculating, recalculating, planning, and replanning for the trip. Well, one fine spring day, the afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus! Stop the bus!" and a tiny hand was raised. So we see that one fine spring day in the afternoon, the bus was stopped by a small hand, and that was Valli's hand. Okay, the bus slowed down to a crawl, and the conductor, sticking his head out of the door, said, "Hurry then, tell whoever it is to come quickly." "It's me," shouted Valli. "I'm the one who has to get on." By now, the bus had come to a stop, and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so?" "Yes, I simply have to go to town," said Valli, still standing outside the bus, "and here's my money." "Okay, okay, but first you must get on the bus," said the conductor, and he stretched out a hand to help her up. "Never mind," she said, "I can get on by myself." So we see a small hand stopping the bus, and the conductor says, "Please get in if you want to come." So he gives his hand for help, but she denies to take his help. Okay, "You don't have to help me." The conductor was a jolly sort, fond of joking. "Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam." So, what kind of a person was the conductor? You might get a question. So, the conductor was a very jolly kind of a person who was fond of joking. So when Valli, said that I don't need your help, I can board the bus by myself, he started addressing her by saying or by calling her as madam. "Here, have a seat right up there in front. Everybody move aside, please. Make way for madam." It was a slack time of day. It was that time, slack time means here time when there is not much work, right? But there was only 6 or 7 passengers on the bus. They were all looking at Valli and laughing with the conductor. Valli was overcome with shyness, avoiding everyone's eyes. She walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. So, the way she denied the conductor's help, that made the conductor call him as a madam, because Valli felt that she could help herself. So we see that a small girl finally fulfills her desire to ride the bus. So we move to the next page. "May we start now, madam?" the conductor asked, smiling. Then he blew his whistle twice, and the bus moved towards with a roar. So he asked Valli, "Can we start the bus, madam?" And the bus started with a roar. So it was a new bus. So it was a new bus. You can find the description of how the bus was in this part of the text. I just tried to read it from the text. It was a new bus. Its outside painted a gleaming white with some green stripes along the sides. Okay, so it was very good bus, very bright bus, shining, right, directly in front of Valli. Above the windshield, there was a beautiful clock. The seats were soft and luxurious. So Valli tried to see everything with her eyes. She tried to devour everything with her eyes. But when she started to look outside, she found her view cut by a canvas blind and covered the lower part of the window. So she wanted to look outside, but it was covered by a canvas. So she had to stand up on the seat and peered over the blind. So now you get a question from this part of a text. What did Valli see outside from the bus? Okay, so the bus was now going along the bank of a canal. So what did Valli see when she was passing along the bank of a canal? So the road was very narrow. On one side there was a canal, and beyond it palm trees, grassland, distant mountains, and the deep blue sky. My dear students, you need to maintain these facts the way it is, because if you get a question, what did Valli see from the bus, you have to say, or what did she see when she reached the canal? On one side there was a canal, and beyond it there were palm trees, grasslands, distant mountains, and the blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch, and then acres of green fields. Valia says, "Oh, it was so wonderful." Suddenly she was startled by a voice. you know "Listen, child," said the voice, "you should not stand like that. Sit down." So she was startled. She was shocked by a voice which says, "You should not stand like that. Sit down." Sitting down, she looked to see who had spoken. So it was an elderly person, who was really concerned for her, but she did not like, his attention. So she replied to the elderly person by saying that there is no one child in the bus, because I have also paid 30 paisa like everyone else. See this child who's so confident, right? And to this, the conductor adds by saying that, sir, this is a grown-up madam. You know, this a child cannot pay her own fare and travel to the city all by herself. So now, when the conductor says so, Valli gives him an angry glance and said, I am not a madam. Please remember that. And you are not yet given me my ticket. So to this, Valli says to the conductor, I am not a madam. And I remember that you have not given me my ticket. I will remember, the conductor said, mimicking her tone. Everyone laughed and gradually Valli too joined in the laughter. The conductor punched a ticket and handed it to her. Just sit back and make yourself comfortable. Why should you stand when you have paid for a seat? Because I wanted to, she answered, standing up again. She was very quick. Valli was very quick in answering all the questions posed by the conductor. She says that, when the conductor tells her, why do you need to, you know, stand when you have paid money for your ticket? Then to this, Valli says that, because I want to. But if you want to stand on the seat, you may fall and hurt yourself when the bus makes a sharp turn or hits a bump. That's why we want you to sit down, child. To this again she says, I'm not a child, I tell you. I'm 8 years old. Of course, how stupid of me, 8 years. The bus stopped, some new passengers got on, and the conductor got busy for a time. So now, finally, Valli sits down because she fears that her seat will be taken by somebody else. So now an elderly woman comes and sits beside Valli, and she puts a question to Valli, are you all alone? Valli finds that lady absolutely repulsive. Repulsive is someone, which makes you not comfortable and you start disliking that person. So Valli found the woman absolutely repulsive. Such big holes she had in her earlobes. You might get a question, why did Valli not like the lady who sat next to her? Because she had got big holes as she had in her earlobes and such ugly earrings in them. Because she has big holes in her earlobes and she had wore ugly earrings and she could smell the betel nut and she was chewing betel nut, and when she was chewing betel nut she used to spill that over her lips. Okay, this made Valli annoyed with this elderly person. I hope you understood till here. The other part of the chapter will be covered in another video. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, do like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.